Hey guys, welcome back. CWWS here. We are starting our new computer build. We are rocking a mini ITX Fantex case. We've got the Ryzen 9 5900X. We're going to be cooling it with the Dark Rock Pro 4, running on a B550i Aurora Pro AX ITX motherboard. And we've got 64 gigabytes of Vengeance low profile RAM. Our hard drive is going to be a 512. It's our main boot drive, Optane. And then we've got an SSD 2 terabyte as kind of media storage, and just a backup 1 terabyte traditional mini HDD. All powered by the Corsair HX850i power supply. And yeah, we're going to throw in old school fluorescent light, hopefully. In terms of graphics card, there's nothing available anywhere, so I'm forging onward to get this build completed, and whenever a graphics card does show up, we will get it going, and maybe we're just gonna break up the SLI 970 and throw that in to get it started. So stay tuned guys, join me on this build, and hopefully we'll get this done in no time. Alright guys, so we are back and we are taking this board apart. We're getting out of these brackets, taking off these AM4 brackets, because we are going to install the cooler brackets, the third-party cooler. And there we go. So we're going to need a couple spacers, and then we throw on this bracket just like that. Get these additional screws. And there we go. So we got our brackets on. Tighten up these ones a little bit, just like so. Alright guys, we're back, and as you can see, we've got a lot of the wiring done. We've got the power to the board, to the CPU. We've got all the front panel connectors in. We've got our SATA ready to go. I've taken out the little platform here so it's easy peasy with the video card. And basically we've got the cooler that will just fit and unfortunately block most of the motherboard, but it's coming together so far. It's been pretty smooth. I got some old school LED strip in here. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we're gonna test it out regardless. And I'll just quickly show you the back, and here's the front off. I just really kind of threw the LED in there. It's completely covered, this case anyway, but I'm hoping there'll be a bit of glow coming out of the sides. That's all I really want. A lot of LED just for that. But in the back is a real mess. I'm gonna have to kind of tighten this up. We've got our Optane in there. We've got our additional traditional hard drive in there, and yeah, it's just gonna be a matter of kind of getting this under control. Yeah, this is not gonna be fun. Let's see if we can rope this in real quick. And really, there's a lot going on here. A lot of power connectors. We've got all the fans and the fan controller here. I'm trying to get this locked in. Luckily, you can't see this, and I'm just gonna kind of leave it like a monster rat's nest that it is, because there's this a metal panel here that won't allow anyone to see in there. But it's coming together, guys, and I'm hoping that no more problems. Actually, there were none yet, but hopefully there are none. I want to say I've accounted for everything. The toughest part's coming up though, is getting this Be Quiet cooler in there. Wish me luck on that. Alright guys, this is it. We have finally gotten this cooler in, and this is exactly what I thought was going to be the problem. This was so tight to get it in there. Literally there's no clearance on these sides. We got less than an inch here, and even the RAM less than an inch, but it somehow just fit. And honestly, I wasn't thinking that I'll be able to access this nmve port. However, it does look accessible from the way everything's sitting, so that's really good. The other problem when I put this thing in, it's good to balance the the mounting bracket and with the screws in it and then kind of lay it in. Unfortunately, I put it in upside down, so I had to actually do the whole thing over again after I got it. And then after I realized you got to slip in this middle fan in between here, and I wasn't able to do that because of clearance, and it couldn't go in through the top either, so I had to take it out again, slide in the fan, and then kind of shimmy it back and forth in order to get those mounting screws in. So it was tough, the toughest part. Other than that, the build's gone really smooth, and I think I'm gonna have to shut down this old computer, take out one of the video cards and use that to be able to get this going tonight. We now have to take out the old 970 and fit it in this guy, and I think we'll do it. I hate to break these up, but honestly it's got to be done. And honestly, these are kind of like twins. I feel like a generation apart, kind of opposites. Now I should probably take this as a moment to clean this. This thing is disgusting. I'm just gonna go right in here. And that's just gonna fit in there. Crazy. Guys, we'll get back. We're just gonna clean up. Guys, this is it. This is the final build of version 1. We've got the fluorescent in there. We've got the bridge back in place, the graphics card in place, the lights set up, the cooler set up, the fan set up. It's looking feeling good, feeling good. Guys, here we are, it's working. We are now trying to install Windows. It looks good, it feels good. And honestly, I'm really happy if this turns out in one night. No trouble. Stay tuned, guys, we'll keep you posted. Guys, I don't know how it happened, but Ubuntu came back from the grave and we are up and running, which is amazing. So that was a very successful initial build. It wasn't what was planned. We were trying to get Windows going, but this is the final build. I'm hoping that a BIOS update is going to cure the problem that I'm having, which is unable to install Windows. So I had Ubuntu on one of the hard drives and that was able to boot up fine. But when it came to getting Windows installed, it would just get locked up on the splash screen of the Auroras, the Gigabyte splash screen. So we've just updated the BIOS. Luckily with the B550 board, I think on those older boards, 450, you need like an older Ryzen processor to kind of get it going. But it seemed to update just fine on the B550 board. So I am hoping, oh, here we go. Okay, we've got our splash screen and we're back and we got Windows going, so I'm super excited. This build really turned out much easier than anticipated. You know, a few hiccups handled, no real problems. So this is, you know, the dream build, and this is going to be my computer for the next maybe 7 to 10 years with very little room for upgrading. But anyway, that's it, guys. Build complete.